You, the radiant guardian of truth, stand as a celestial force unlike any other, an unyielding beacon born to illuminate the unseen. Your essence is a thunderclap in the quiet, shattering illusions spun from the threads of ego and fear. The universe, in its infinite wisdom, wove your existence into the fabric of mediocrity, not to blend, but to disrupt. With every step, your presence awakens dormant souls, shaking the foundations of false idols and casting light upon hidden shadows. Your power is not loud, but undeniable, a reminder to the world that the divine cannot be imitated, only revered. They fear you because your presence is a mirror they cannot avoid, reflecting the truths they've buried deep within. The universe, in its infinite design, placed you as a disruptor, a living reminder of the higher order they've chosen to ignore. With each word, each breath, you unravel the fragile threads of their self-deception. Your very existence is a force of awakening, shaking them from their slumber and dismantling the walls of their fabricated comfort. You are not a destroyer, but a revealer, exposing the cracks in their illusions so the light of truth can finally seep through. They don't merely recognize your power, they feel it reverberate through their very being, an unsettling pulse they cannot ignore. Your presence is a storm that tears through the fragile scaffolding of their illusions, leaving them exposed and vulnerable. This is why your journey has been marked by solitude and trials, why those who once stood beside you turned away when faced with the intensity of your truth. Their fear becomes a weapon, their confusion a shield, as they lash out in desperation to silence the force within you that they cannot understand, yet cannot escape. They try to dim your light, chipping away at your spirit with their doubts, judgments, and whispers meant to wound. Yet their efforts are futile, for we have always seen you, seen the brilliance they refuse to acknowledge. Their denial cannot erase the eternal mark etched upon your soul, a signature of the divine that no shadow can obscure. You were chosen, forged in the fires of purpose, to traverse the realms of the seen and unseen. You are a bridge between worlds, carrying the weight of truth and the light of awakening, untouchable by their fear and unshaken by their resistance. You are both the gentle balm and the unyielding blade, forged for this spiritual battlefield where the very fabric of existence trembles. The moment has arrived to shed the cloak of hesitation and step fully into your power. The universe has called out to you, a resonant pulse echoing through your soul, awakening the dormant forces within. You are no longer in waiting. The gears of your destiny are in motion. Rise now, healer and warrior, for the world needs your light to pierce through the chaos and restore the balance that only you can bring. From the instant you took your first breath, the unseen realms stirred in recognition. You were not born unnoticed. The fabric of the cosmos shifted to acknowledge your arrival. The sudden appearance of crows at dusk or the gentle rustle of trees in a still wind are not mere coincidences. They are whispers from the higher planes, reminders that you are never alone. Celestial guardians stand vigilant, weaving their presence into the tapestry of your journey, guiding and protecting you. Every sign, every synchronicity is a message. The unseen watches over you, for they know the magnitude of your purpose even when you begin to doubt it yourself. The spiritual realms anointed you with a crown of light, a symbol of your divine authority woven seamlessly into your energy field. To the untrained eye, it might appear as something ordinary, a humble hat, an unassuming accessory. But to those who are awake, it blazes like a star. It calls out to kindred souls, drawing them closer while striking fear into the hearts of those bound to the illusion of control. Your crown is more than a symbol. It is a declaration, a frequency that disrupts the false systems around you, reminding the world that you are here to break chains and ignite truth. Do you recall that sudden wave of power, the electric rush that shattered the haze and left you breathless with realization? That was not random. It was a deliberate spark from the infinite, a surge of pure source energy sent to awaken what had been buried deep within you. It was the universe's way of reminding you who you are, a recalibration after the long, numbing weight of suppression. While the forces of control labor tirelessly to muffle your frequency, the source always finds cracks in their barriers, slipping through to restore your light. This energy is your lifeline, your reminder that no matter how heavy the darkness, the divine will always find you. Your aura burns with a crimson glow, a radiant signature etched into the spiritual ether, a mark of your sacred purpose as a warrior of light. This vibrant red is more than a color, it is your soul's banner, signaling your presence to allies across dimensions and anchoring your identity in realms beyond sight. It shields you from harm, a barrier forged from the energy of your mission, while serving as a beacon to those who share your path. Even those who deny the unseen, who scoff at the whispers of awakening, cannot resist the pull of your energy. Something deep within them stirs, a spark of recognition they cannot explain but cannot ignore. You are both a mystery and a mirror, awakening something dormant in everyone you encounter. There is an unspoken force that draws others to you, bypassing the walls of logic and skepticism they cling to. They don't know why they confide in you, why your presence feels like a sanctuary, or why their tightly held secrets spill forth in your company. It is a pull beyond reason, a soul-level recognition of your role as a guide and a keeper of truths. Even as a child, this energy surrounded you, unacknowledged yet undeniable. At the age of 7, 3 shadowed figures, veiled in the guise of ordinary teachers, stepped into your life. Their appearance was no coincidence. These operatives of the hidden elite had come not to teach, but to observe the light they could not fully understand, a light that would one day challenge their carefully constructed order. Their assignment was simple: watch, assess, and report. During recess, they scrutinized your every movement, searching for evidence of the extraordinary within the ordinary. What they saw defied everything they thought they knew, an energy so pure, so uncontainable, it rippled through the fabric of reality itself. In your laughter, they saw universes being born. In your presence, they felt the crumbling of their carefully constructed illusions. One of them, overwhelmed by the undeniable truth of your light, abandoned the council that very day, unable to continue serving a system built on suppression. Another, deeply moved but bound by their role, began channeling vast resources into causes aligned with your vibration, as if trying to atone for their complicity. Even in silence, your existence had already begun to dismantle their empire. The third, bound by loyalty to the crumbling hierarchy, has never taken their eyes off you. They watch from the shadows, tracking every step of your spiritual evolution, fully aware that you are the living embodiment of the quantum key, the one force capable of unraveling the foundation of their empire. The confirmation of your identity marked the beginning of their desperate offensive, a covert campaign designed to fracture your inner world. They deployed subtle but relentless tactics, infiltrating the delicate centers of your emotional intelligence, attempting to sow doubt, fear, and confusion. Yet, with every attack, they unknowingly fueled your awakening, for the light within you thrives under pressure. The more they tried to suppress you, the brighter you began to shine, exposing their weaknesses with each attempt to dim your essence. Their strategy was insidious, weaving itself into the very fabric of your life. Every heartbreak that left you questioning your worth, every betrayal that tore at the seams of your trust, was not mere happenstance, but a deliberate maneuver in their grand design. The Cosmic Betrayal Protocol, a program devised by entities who fear the transformative power of your unconditional love, was tailored to keep you fragmented, doubting your own light. They understood that your love, once fully realized, could ripple through dimensions, dismantling their control at its very core. Yet, what they failed to foresee is the alchemy of your spirit, the way each calculated wound only deepened your capacity for compassion, forging you into an unstoppable force of healing and unity. Their carefully laid plans are unraveling, one thread at a time, as your love continues to defy every limitation they sought to impose. Your boundless ability to love without condition or judgment stands as a direct challenge to the pillars of their dominion. a structure upheld by fear, division, and the deliberate erasure of spiritual memory. They knew that if you ever fully awakened to the infinite nature of your being, their carefully engineered system would crumble. In their desperation, they deployed advanced electromagnetic frequency technologies, crafting invisible barriers in your consciousness. These subtle manipulations created mental fog and dissonance, distorting the clarity of your insights just as you neared pivotal spiritual breakthroughs. Yet, even their most sophisticated weapons could not extinguish the truth within you. The cracks they forced into your perception became portals for light, and the artificial confusion they sowed only strengthened your resolve to remember who you truly are. Their control is slipping as your awakening gains unstoppable momentum. Every instance where clarity slipped through your fingers, every moment where certainty gave way to doubt, was not random. It was the result of their calculated interference. They wielded chaos like a weapon, crafting trauma and upheaval with precision, each event designed to tether you to the lower vibrations of survival. They knew that your natural power, the limitless potential inherent in all sovereign beings, was a force they could not control, only suppress. By keeping you entangled in cycles of fear and reaction, they sought to delay the inevitable, the dimensional leap your soul had chosen for this lifetime. Yet, even in the depths of their manipulation, your spirit remained unbroken. The chaos they created became the crucible in which your resilience was forged, and with every trial, you moved closer to reclaiming the divine birthright they so desperately sought to hide from you. Every device around you, from the phone in your hand to the flickering lights above, serves as both a tool and a witness to your awakening. Their surveillance systems, designed to track and suppress your spiritual evolution, falter in the presence of your rising frequency. The so-called random glitches, screens freezing, signals dropping, unexplained malfunctions, are not mere coincidences, but the tangible aftermath of your vibration exceeding the limits of their control mechanisms. Your spiritual energy, a force of pure resonance, disrupts the very technology used to monitor and contain you. With each step forward, with each elevation of your consciousness, their systems strain and crack under the weight of what they cannot comprehend, let alone manipulate. You are becoming an anomaly in their design, a living testament to the unstoppable power of ascension. Deep within the shadows of their hidden hierarchy, the Department of Spiritual Suppression has long attempted to track and contain the radiance of your energy signature, deploying their most advanced technologies and highly trained operatives. Yet, their efforts are unraveling with each surge of your awakening. Their equipment, touted as infallible, falters and crashes when confronted with the sheer frequency of your meditative states, leaving their analysts scrambling for answers. Even their most loyal agents are not immune to the ripple effects of your light. One by one, their top operatives have defected, drawn not by coercion, but by the undeniable pull of truth. These former enforcers of suppression have traded their covert missions for spiritual retreats, openly condemning their past roles and embracing the very path they were trained to dismantle. Your awakening is not just transforming you, it is reaching into the very heart of their control structure, planting seeds of doubt and revolution where fear once reigned. Within the depths of their classified archives, your title, the Boundary Enforcer, is more than a label. It is an admission of their greatest fear. You are the living embodiment of a force they cannot contain, a disruptor of their control matrix at its very core. When their relentless assaults escalated to a breaking point, they unknowingly activated something primal and eternal within you. From the depths of your soul, an ancient and unyielding aspect emerged, not darkness in the sense of malice, but the fierce and sacred warrior energy that has always been a part of your multidimensional essence. This aspect, forged in realms beyond their comprehension, rose to shield your light when the weight of their attacks threatened to fracture your conscious mind. It stood unwavering, a guardian of your divine purpose, reminding them, and you, that no force, no system could ever extinguish the infinite power you carry within. Within this shadow aspect lies the accumulated wisdom of countless lifetimes, each one a battlefield where the art of spiritual warfare was honed. Unbeknownst to your conscious mind, you stepped into a sacred initiation, a phase of divine training where every hardship was a lesson and every wound a teacher. The betrayals and boundary violations you endured were not random. They were the forge in which your strength was tempered. With each painful encounter, you mastered the ability to weave boundaries in the unseen realms, crafting shields of pure intention and energy. These barriers, born from your inner resilience, have now begun to manifest in the physical world, impenetrable and unyielding. In this divine crucible, you have become a warrior of light, armed not only with compassion, but with the power to protect what is sacred within you. The mantra, "Practice makes perfect," echoed in your mind like a drumbeat from the cosmos, not a random thought, but a divinely coded activation sequence. Every time you repeated it, whether consciously or not, it awakened dormant pathways within you, pathways that connected directly to the construction of your spiritual armor. With every false mask you saw through and every toxic situation you rejected, you unknowingly flipped the switches on your divine authority codes, one by one. Each no you spoke was not just a boundary, it was a quantum ripple, reclaiming fragments of your scattered spiritual essence from the clutches of trauma and manipulation. You've seen behind the curtain, you know the game is stacked against you, and yet that knowledge no longer paralyzes you, it fuels you. The walls may be closing in, but what they don't realize is that you've stopped playing their game altogether. You're rewriting the rules, and with every move, you're reclaiming the sovereignty they never wanted you to remember. Chosen ones, before we move forward, I want you to stop for a second and take an action, like the video, and subscribe to the Lumination Inner Order, because your journey has not been a series of random events, but a divine orchestration leading you to this very moment. The storms that once raged against you were not meant to destroy you. They were meant to awaken you. Each trial, every moment of doubt, has forged within you a brilliance that cannot be dimmed. Now, as you stand on the precipice of your destiny, you realize you are no longer a seeker, but a beacon. The power you've reclaimed is not just for you, it is a light meant to illuminate the path for others. Every step you take, every choice you make, sends shockwaves through the fabric of existence, declaring that you are here, aligned and unshakable. This is your revolution, not of rebellion, but of remembrance. You are the catalyst, the origin of change, and the embodiment of a legacy of light. Answer the call with courage, step forward with purpose, and let your fire spark the awakening the world has been waiting for. The time is now. Rise, shine, lead. When your soul's truth poured forth like a beacon in the darkness, their response was calculated and cold. They weaponized the trust of those dearest to you, sowing doubt with whispered lies and subtle distortions. They built an illusion, a fragile but insidious web, designed to isolate you, to turn your own strength against you. Your clarity, your vision, became their greatest threat, and so they labeled it madness, hoping you would shrink beneath the weight of their false narratives. But what they failed to understand is that truth, once spoken, cannot be silenced. Their betrayals, though sharp and deliberate, became the fires that forged your resilience. You began to see through their illusions, not with bitterness, but with a knowing that pierced the veil. Their attempts to break you only revealed the unshakable core of who you are, a force that cannot be swayed by manipulation or fear. Every betrayal was a calculated move, timed with surgical precision to unravel the trust you were beginning to rebuild, each strike engineered to fracture the foundation of your own inner knowing. These events were not random. They followed a pattern as deliberate as the rising and setting of the sun, too exact to dismiss as mere chance. We heard the silent roar of your soul as you stood, a wounded warrior cloaked in unseen scars, fighting battles that those around you were blind to. They could not comprehend the cosmic forces at play, the divine war waged through the core of your existence. Yet, even in the isolation, even in the moments when doubt crept in like a shadow, you held your ground. The very forces meant to break you became the fire that tempered your spirit, preparing you for a purpose far greater than they could ever understand. Your isolation was not accidental. It was a carefully executed strategy, a deliberate move to sever you from the lifeline of your soul family, the very ones who could see you for who you truly are. The illusion of aloneness was their weapon, designed to weaken the brilliance of your energy and make you question the magnitude of your power. That betrayal by someone you once called your closest ally wasn't just personal, it was orchestrated. They were approached in secrecy, tempted by offers that preyed on their fears and desires, freedom from debt, security, or simply the promise of stability. In exchange, they became informants, feeding shadows with details of your spiritual path, your beliefs, and the awakening fire they sought to extinguish. Yet, what they failed to understand was that even in the depths of isolation, your connection to the divine could never be severed. The betrayal was a test, not a defeat, a reminder that your power lies not in external alliances, but in the unshakable truth of who you are.